Bill Shaw once again will set the pace for the race with Jared Whitney to his outside. Aaron Scroggins, Tim Brown, Chris Jackson, Mitch Keeter, your top 6. Ben Solberg, Logan Martin, your top 8. Derek Brown and Sean Strong, your top 10 as we get ready to go green. Keep an eye on J.C. Morton. He starts deep in this field. Jim Body showed a very strong run. Ryan Gilmore, the 66. Several fast cars having to come in through a B main. Puts them way back at the back of the pack to try to make it up to the front here for the A main. Keep an eye on them as they make their way to the front of the field. Ben Solberg really put on a great run in the heat race earlier tonight. Put himself into the A main. The top 8 did redraw, and unfortunately Ben had a much better race luck than he did drawing luck as he drew 7th. Sean Strong a little bit worse, drew number 8, so they'll have to use their race skills to get up to the front. Track is very good right now. We finally got this thing widened out after the heat races. Through the B mains, got a couple of good grooves, so look for guys to search around and try to find a place to run. All right, the lineup is set. We're ready to go. Don't forget lap number 4. Here we go. Off turn number 4. Green in the air. Logan Martin going all the way up on the banking in turn number 2, trying to get some momentum down the backstretch. He'll make it work, moving up a couple of positions. Off turn number 4, first time around, it's going to be a 4-wide battle. Jared Whitney out in front, and here comes Chris Jackson in the number 65 car. Logan Martin still using that top groove, continues to pick them off one by one. Keep an eye on the 36 car. Jackson trying to get that lead away from Jared Whitney, working hard down on the bottom of the speedway, nothing doing yet. Whitney still holding him off is Aaron Scroggins now, racing with Logan Martin. We got a spin right in the middle of the field. Caution coming out for Tim Brown in the number 65 machine. As we mentioned earlier, Jared Whitney finished top 5 in points here at Springfield Raceway this season. Had a very solid season in this group, a low-budget racer, if you will, and they just work hard and scrap by, and I tell you, it's great to see him out in front. We'll see how it shakes out. Right now, he'll bring him to the start-finish. Green flag coming out. Chris Jackson wasting no time. He'll go to work up on the top side of the speedway. Here comes Logan Martin. Logan Martin up on the rim. He's making up positions on the racetrack. Jared Whitney still out in front. Jared Whitney trying to hold off Chris Jackson, but they both better look in their rear view. Here comes at 36, West Plains driver Logan Martin. This time by, it will be Chris Jackson out in front. Chris Jackson holding on to the lead. Now Logan Martin taking a look up on the top side of both of those cars. Logan Martin to second. Martin using the top side of the speedway. He's got a bead on the leader. Alongside the 65. They go into turns 3 and 4. Side by side. Martin using the momentum. Martin to the lead. Jared Whitney still holding on to the number 3 position. Aaron Scroggins has moved up into 3rd. Make that Aaron Scroggins into 4th. Mitch Keeter into 5th. Sean Strong 6th. Bill Shaw sliding back into 8th right now as the pack continues to close down on him. Ryan Gilmore, J.C. Morton hung back in traffic as they continue to try to move forward. Out in front, Logan Martin, Chris Jackson, and Jared Whitney not going away. He still runs in third. 3 wide racing back in the pack, but out in front, it's Logan Martin having his way with this field. J.C. Morton now able to clear several cars, and he's moved his way up near the top 5. J.C. Morton has moved up into the number 8 position. Ryan Gilmore just outside the top 10 in the 66 car. Just made a 4-wide move into turns 1 and 2. Gilmore charging forward. Caution, caution on the speedway. Caution out on the speedway, a spin here on the front stretch. Michael Page involved. Tim Brown also involved in that as well. Did not see that unfold. Solberg and Sean Strong side by side. David Hendricks and J.C. Morton will go side by side from row number 5. Getting ready for the restart next time by. Ryan Gilmore, another car we had our eye on, has not made it up quite into the top 10. He's doing all he can. A lot of traffic back there. Here we go, coming off turn number 4. Green in the air. Logan Martin going up top. Chris Jackson follows him up there. Down the backstretch they'll go. Jared Whitney this time also staying up on the top side. Aaron Scroggins looking down to the bottom side of the speedway, and Aaron Scroggins taking over the 3rd spot by about a foot. Ben Solberg with problems almost, and now over the banking and back on. But caution out, not for Ben Solberg, but caution out on the speedway. Number 1 of the night. This for the reliable Chevrolet B Modifieds. All right, Logan Martin out in front. Whitney Jackson side by side, getting ready for the restart. Logan Martin bringing him in, nice and easy. Ralph Watson, green flag. We're going back racing. Jackson slides up through the banking of turns 1 and 2, but cannot catch up to that 36 car. Jackson still back in 2nd. Jared Whitney 3rd now. Scroggins in 4th. Ben Solberg starting to make some noise, and also Ryan Gilmore. He's picked up a couple of positions on this restart. Scroggins and Whitney now going side by side for the 3rd position. Give it to Scroggins, and now here comes Solberg as he'll try to make the pass up on the top side of the 4 car. And he'll get it done. Move Solberg up into 4th. Ben Solberg may have the fastest car on the racetrack. Solberg to 4th and looking for more. Chris Jackson making the pass on Logan Martin. The top 4 battling for position. Jackson, your new leader. Aaron Scroggins now making the pass on Logan Martin, and Logan Martin all of a sudden going the wrong direction in the 36. Solberg makes the pass on Logan Martin. And Logan Martin off the pace, out of the race, the 36 car. Chris Jackson now out in front. Aaron Scroggins rides in the 2 spot. Ben Solberg 3rd. Keeter 4th. Sean Strong 5th. Jared Whitney 6th. Gilmore and Morton battle for 7th and 8th. Problems for the 17 car. He's got a left rear tire down. He'll bring it to the inside. We stay green. Ben Solberg looked to be moving towards the front. Now the 72 car has seemed to level off. Right now riding in the 3rd spot under fire by Mitch Keeter. As this race has evolved, the cars and the track beginning to evolve along with that. White flag in the air for Chris Jackson. Aaron Scroggins still rides in 2nd. Keeter and Solberg battle for the 3rd position. Sean Strong rounding out your top 5. Oh, Gilmore and Morton get together over in turn number 2. Checkers in the air for Chris Jackson. Aaron Scroggins, Mitch Keeter, and Ben Solberg. Sean Strong, your top 5. Ryan Gilmore, J.C. Morton racing hard for the 7th and 8th position. Getting together over in turn number 2, and both of them will end up at the back of the field. But Chris Jackson picking up the win. Well, there it is in the books, and I tell you that that's an exciting finish. Right now, we're going to send it down to Trent Berry, who will interview Mr. Chris Jackson.
That went fast. 7:30.
All right, race fans, there he is. Give him a round of applause. Chris Jackson, your winner. Boy, what a race. It looked like Logan Martin was pretty fast out there. What happened? Could you see his tire going down?
I didn't know. Did he have a flat? I know he sure was good there the first couple laps, and I didn't know if I had anything for him. Then I could kind of reel him in a little by little, and then next thing you know, I was by him, and I didn't see him no more. I figured he had trouble. He's a heck of a racer, and they pack a punch when they come to the racetrack.
You're good everywhere you go. You've had kind of a mixed bag here at Springfield in the past. What's it mean to knock one of these down here?
Man, this is awesome. This is my favorite race of the year. I don't know if it's the weather or just because the track holds moisture, but it's probably my favorite racetrack to race on. I love this place.
Your team kind of goes week to week based on your winnings. $1,000 at the end of the year will certainly help going into the offseason.
Absolutely. We're going to put some new skins on this thing, get it ready for next year.
All right, Chris Jackson, one more time. Give him a round of applause. We'll send it back up top to you, Kevin.
That's what I'd like, Tanner. All right, Chris Jackson bringing the 65 car into victory lane, and hey, that was a dandy right there. As I mentioned earlier, that is a very unique trophy that is given away at the Turkey Bowl, and that is a custom-made trophy. Jerry welds those up in his shop. And it's got pieces of hub off the race car. It's got a steering wheel. It's got, I'm not sure what all. I think it's got a sickle off an old mowing machine. And just about everything on that turkey right there. And Chris Jackson going to take it home to Lebanon with him. Want to thank Transport Graphics for helping us out tonight.
We got the winner of the B Mod A main here at Springfield Raceway for the Turkey Classic, Chris Jackson. Chris, man, you had to work for that, but man, once you got out front, look out, man, you were pulling away.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. I got to take a minute to thank my sponsors, Richmont Racing Engine, TJR, BSB Manufacturing hooks me up with all my shocks and rear end geometry stuff, Vans Motor Sales, Show Me Dent Company, J&J Enterprise. Man, I got a lot of them. I don't want to forget anybody. Williams Appraisals, and Joe's Pharmacy. A lot of them are based around where I'm from, Lebanon, Missouri, and I'm just proud to bring them here and support them right.
Man, this trophy that you got down here, we're going to show a little shot of that. I don't know if we can see it too good, but that's going to be something you're going to remember for a lifetime there, isn't it?
Well, I've been to 4 Turkey Classics. I won the first 2, and last year I was leading with 3 to go and spun out. So this makes me feel a lot better. He'll go next to his other family there, and we're going to have a little threesome there.
So you got 3 birds now.
I got 3 big birds. I'm happy.
Well, Chris, congratulations on a great run out there. How was the track when you were running? Because it looks like it's been pretty dry all night.
Yeah, my car was happiest right in the center. I don't know if there's a little bit of rubber on it or what, but I could get some really good drive, it felt like, and it would turn just on a dime. So, and this Shaw car, man, I tell you, these new cars, the way they turn is just unbelievable. I really love it.
Once again, Chris, congratulations on a great run, buddy, and Turkey.
Yep. I don't know what I'm going to name him yet. I'll have to think about that.
It's going to be the number 42 of Brandon McCormick. To his outside, it'll be another Lebanon driver. That's Tony Jackson Jr. driving the post cab, number 56. Row number 2 in the number 1 V car, that's Will Vaught. Shannon Scott out of Henrietta, Oklahoma in the number 4 machine. Who's the other 40? Brian Shute in the 42X. Brandon Morton out of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma in car number 11. In the number 98 car out of Aurora, Missouri, that'll be Mr. Justin Wells. Brian Parker in car number 10. Mike Hammerly in the 16. Jeff Roth in car number 14. Dustin Mooneyham in the number 20 machine. Mike Santel in car number 92. Right now, we're ready to go racing. Ralph Watson rolling it up. Here we go. Holy moly. Grave, how do you do that? Spin going into turn 1, and immediately the caution flag flies. Will Vaught leads him down the backstretch. Here comes Tony Jackson Jr. riding his tire tracks. Scott in the number 4 car running in the 3rd spot. He's got company coming. Dustin Mooneyham to 3rd. Dustin Mooneyham making a strong move in car number 20, moving up into the number 3 position. Scott in the 4th spot. Brian Shute rounding out your top 5. Now we got a battle for the lead starting to shape up. Side by side, down the backstretch they'll go. Tony Jackson Jr. using the bottom of the speedway. Will Vaught through the center of the speedway. Side by side for the lead. It's Vaught by a half a car length. Tony Jackson Jr. going back to work as they head off down the backstretch. Still battling for that top position. Dustin Mooneyham about 7 car lengths back. The top 2 now have lined out nose to tail. 3 wide racing back in the pack, but up front. The top 2 trying to get away from the rest of the field. Justin Wells trying to recover after going back to the pits, trying to make his way through the field. Here comes Tony Jackson Jr. with another run up towards the front. Tony Jackson Jr. right on the back bumper of the Will Vaught machine. Dustin Mooneyham rides in the number 2 spot. Make that the number 3 spot. Shannon Scott running in the number 4 position in the number 4 car. That battle for 3rd starting to heat up as Dustin Mooneyham now has that 4 right in his back mirror. Will Vaught enjoys the biggest lead of this race. Give him 2 car lengths over Tony Jackson Jr. Tony Jackson Jr. may be cooling those tires off, getting ready for a run back towards the front. Once again, back in the pack, racing for position, battling hard. And up front, the battle for this lead continues. They're going to catch lap traffic here in a few laps. We'll see how that all plays out. Tony Jackson Jr. now maybe taking a look to the top of the number 1 car. Looks up one lane, nothing doing there, kind of falls back in line for now. Dustin Mooneyham, meanwhile, has been able to move away from the Shannon Scott machine, and Dustin Mooneyham is actually catching up to the top 2. Will Vaught starting to get away just a little bit as they get into lap traffic. Vaught coming up on R.D. Peterson's number 2 car. He'll go to the out. Oh, Peterson moves up. And that cost Bill Vaught. And now the battle for the lead down the backstretch. R.D. Peterson made a bold move up towards the top. It caught Will Vaught off guard, and that lost him the lead. Tony Jackson by a car length. They still are trying to navigate around the lap car. Dustin Mooneyham in this battle as well. 3 cars battle for the lead. Dustin Mooneyham to second. Dustin Mooneyham on the charge. Dustin Mooneyham moving down to the bottom of the racetrack. He'll have to curl around the number 2 car of R.D. Peterson. Tony Jackson Jr., your leader. Dustin Mooneyham now trying to run down the top position. 3 car lengths separate 1 and 2. 1 car off the track, headed for the pit area. We stay green. Lap traffic still ahead. The 88 car just ahead of Tony Jackson Jr. Dustin Mooneyham trying to work his way up towards that lead. Tony Jackson Jr. underneath the 88 car of Driscoll. They battle off turn number 4. Jackson clears. Dustin Mooneyham tries to do the same. He'll clear off turn number 2. Top 2 separated by a couple of car lengths. Laps winding down. Tony Jackson Jr., your leader. Dustin Mooneyham rides in second. Coming off turn number 1 and 2, it's still Tony Jackson Jr. out in front. Now has opened up himself a pretty good gap between he and Dustin Mooneyham. Will Vaught, meanwhile, has dropped back. And you have to wonder if something may have broke on the 1V machine. Oh, the 92 car almost going around there in turns 1 and 2. Keeps it going. We stay green. Dustin Mooneyham charging hard. White flag one more time around. Dustin Mooneyham giving it everything he's got. He's within a car length. Down the backstretch they go. It'll be one final shot for the 20. 56 of Tony Jackson Jr. trying to hold him off. Off turn number 4. Tony Jackson Jr. Dustin Mooneyham. Oh, problems down in turn number 4. Roth and Shannon Scott. Will Vaught rounding out your top 5.
Roth a lap car?
No.
He wasn't?
No. Tony Jackson Jr. holding him off, but race fans give a call to Dustin Mooneyham. Dustin Mooneyham coming oh so close to picking himself up a turkey trophy. But I'm going to tell you something, that 20 car, and not to slight anyone else, but that 20 car is a low-budget team. They run on a shoestring, and I tell you what, it just shows you how good a wheelman Dustin Mooneyham is as he comes so close to knocking off a giant, Tony Jackson Jr. And again, taking a nothing away from Tony Jackson Jr., he drove his tail off and bringing that 56 car into victory lane.
All right, so we're out here. Tony Jackson Jr. making his way into Springfield Raceway victory lane. Typically, the plan for tonight was to just talk to the winners, but what a run. We're going to bring Dustin Mooneyham out here and get a quick word with him as well.
Oh, Snowball. Snowball's the other one that pulled off.
Oh, yeah.
So we lost the one.
The driver out of Lebanon, Missouri. The Post Cab RLB Financial, Ibach Springs, Midwest Sheet Metal, Kaiser Manufacturing, Cornet Powered Club 29. The 56 of Tony Jackson Jr., two-time and defending Mars Dirt Car Series champion, and his first win in a late model here at the Springfield Raceway. $2,000 richer for that quick 25-lap scant to the checkers. We'll let him get unbuckled there. He's taking his head and neck restraint off, the steering wheel's off. Here he is, Tony Jackson Jr., tonight's super late model winner. Tony, we'll get you to slide up here and get a quick word with you. Have you ever tried to take one of those actually to the bank?
Yeah, I just folded up like Happy Gilmore.
What a race. You had to battle Will Vaught. You knew that your time was going to have to come, and you had to pick your points to make your moves. Tell me about how you were able to get the lead.
You know, Will was good there, and I was, you know, rubbered up or whatever, but, you know, I was just going to race him clean. You know, we had that problem over there at Wheatland, so, you know, I was just going to race him clean. Then he got bottled up there in lap traffic and opened the door for us.
How big of a deal was tire management and tire conservation? I know it was a quick 25-lapper, but we saw the third-place finisher, Shannon Scott's tire, went down right at the very end.
Yeah, you know, when the track's like that, you got to kind of conserve, but being as a short race, you can try pretty hard.
Any pavement skills taking over there?
Just, you know, doing the same thing lap after lap's the main thing.
How about a good way to finish your season here in this Club 29 race car?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's a new car and just trying different stuff, and what we had on tonight, you know, we've never ran before, so I think it's pretty good.
And how about that trophy?
Yeah, it's awesome. My cousin keeps piling them up, so I told him I was going to get one.
All right, Tony Jackson Jr., your late model winner tonight.
Got the winner of the A main for the late models here at the Turkey Classic at Springfield Raceway, Tony Jackson. Tony, you started on that outside front row, and I didn't get to see all of it, but what I did see, man, you were working that bottom hard.
Yeah, our car was good, you know, and Will was good, and we just kind of maneuvered around there, and you know, just in a one-lane track, he picked the wrong lane, so just worked out for us, but had a real good car.
You know, this is a good deal. Your cousin over there, you're keeping this thing in the family. He brings home the B mods. You got the late models. You don't have anybody else out there in the A mod, do you?
No, I've never won a race here before, and he keeps collecting all these trophies, so I told him I better get one.
I was going to say, he's telling me he's got 3 of them ready now, but what do you think about the track conditions here tonight? You know, it was a little dry there early on, and I'm sure it wasn't at A main too.
Yeah, it was a little rough, which kept it a little bit racy, but it's just hard to have a race throughout the day and not expect that. So, you know, it's the same for everybody, so you just got to take it for what it's worth.
Very successful year last year. This year you hung right in there too. You got to be happy with the results this year too.
Yeah, you know, just keep plugging along, and I feel like we keep getting better every year, so definitely happy with the year.
Okay, Tony, congratulations on a great run out there. Great fun to watch. way to end the season, don't you think?
All right, thank you.
Let's all go home.
A modified. We got a dandy for you right here as well. Chris Lewis in car number 15 will be on point. On his outside, it'll be the number 44 of Rustin Miller. In row number 2, on the inside, it'll be the number 12 car of Scott Krigler. To his outside, the Fairgrove driver, sponsored by D&D Welding and Bud's Tire and Wheel. That's Mickey Burrell. Brent Holman in car number 17 on the inside of row number 3. To his outside, it'll be the Terry Schultz machine. Josh Everhart, car number 21 on the inside of row number 4. To his outside, it'll be the 02 of Robert Powers. Jason Russell in the 2, Jim Body in the number 71. We're set to go green this time by. We'll catch the rest of the field momentarily. Right now, bringing them down is Lewis. Off turn number 4. We're going racing. Side by side as they go into turns 3 and 4, clean and green so far. It's Lewis out in front. Krigler up into the number 2 spot. Rustin Miller now in third. Mickey Burrell fourth. Brent Holman rounds out your top 5. Into turns 3 and 4. One more time around. It's Lewis still out in front. Lewis on point, Krigler in his tire tracks. Rustin Miller working the bottom side of the speedway, still rolling in third. Mickey Burrell under attack. Yeah. Oh, I'm doing good. Lewis out in front. Krigler trying to chase him down. Both cars working down on the bottom of the speedway. Rustin Miller also working the bottom, running in third. Terry Schultz, the first car, working up on top side, runs in fourth. Jim Body on the charge in car number 71 using the top lane. Jackie Dalton trying to get his way up towards the front as they race 3 wide throughout the pack. Kenny Wallace involved in a 3 wide battle back there around the 10th position with Jody Tillman. Kenny Wallace liking that bottom as he sticks it down on the bottom of the speedway, makes the pass on Jody Tillman. Up in front, we got a new leader. It's Scott Krigler. Caution on the speedway. Caution coming out. Caution on the speedway. Not sure exactly what we got going on, but caution is on the speedway. Slows this down for the first time here in the A-modified A-main. Here on the dirt tracks of America. And it's good to have Kenny Wallace racing with us here tonight at the Springfield Raceway. All right, we got the one to go signal as they passed under the start-finish line. Ralph Watson has that flag rolled up. He's ready to turn him loose. Scott Krigler's ready to race. Lewis on the inside of row number 2, ready to go. Green coming out. Rustin Miller's taking over the number 2 spot in car number 44, but Josh Everhart, the car to keep an eye on, moving up through the field into third. Rustin Miller on the bottom of the speedway. Josh Everhart working through the center of the racetrack. As a 15 of Lewis now starting to charge back. Terry Schultz, meanwhile, is fallen way back in the pack on that restart. Kenny Wallace on the move, trying to make the pass on Brent Holman's number 17 car. Once again, right down on the hub as he makes his way through turns 3 and 4. Now comes up on the 721 machine. That caution helping out Kenny Wallace, giving him an opportunity to race side by side with some of these other cars, moving him forward in the field. Mickey Burrell sliding up out of the racing groove. Cost him a couple of positions in that 73 car as once again Kenny Wallace on the charge. May be the fastest car on the racetrack in that 88. Krigler out in front, Rustin Miller second, Lewis third, Everhart fourth. Laps continuing to click by here in tonight's A main for the Miller Lite A mods. Jesse Stovall in the 21R, caught battling there alongside Kenny Wallace. Stovall using the top side, Wallace down on the bottom, and it's Wallace prevailing. Kenny Wallace up to 6 with the laps winding down. Terry Schultz off the pace in car number 9. He looks like the Schultz machine headed for the pit area. So far, lap traffic has not been an issue for Scott Krigler. Could come into play within the next few laps. Things have kind of settled down out on the racetrack for now, with Krigler out in front, Rustin Miller second, Lewis third, Everhart fourth. Scott Krigler continues to dominate this race. A full straightaway lead now over Rustin Miller. Lewis, Everhart, Russell, your top 5. White flag in the air. One more lap to go for Scott Krigler. Rustin Miller takes the white in second. Down the backstretch. Slides easily through turns 3 and 4. Coming to the line, it'll be Scott Krigler. Rustin Miller second. Lewis third. Everhart fourth. Russell fifth. Kenny Wallace comes home in a number 6 position. And that's the way Turkey Bowl winds down tonight, with Scott Krigler out in front, dominating performance.
Red REC. Yep. Got it. Don't cut our heads off. Got it. We're here, we went. We got the winner for the A main A mods here at the Turkey Classic at Springfield Raceway, Scott Krigler. And you live just the other side of Springfield, but you got a chance to come over here and run a little bit this year.
You bet you. We really like the place. We never have been no good here in the past. Over the last 4 or 5 weeks, we've been kind of learning a little bit more, and we finally got ourselves dialed in, and kind of starting to like it, especially after the big old turkey here.
I was going to say, you've been chasing one of these for a while, and you finally get your hands on one. Like I've told everybody else that's won one, man, this is going to be something to be sitting in the house that you'll remember the day you got this rascal.
You bet you. That's the neatest trophy in all of motorsports, in our opinion. My wife and family's always saying, why don't you win us a turkey? And I say, well, I'm a-trying, but it ain't ever happened. But tonight was the night.
Tonight was the night, and I mean, you did a good job of it, too. I didn't get to see the whole race, but by the time I did get down there, I know there at the end, gee whiz, I think you had a straightaway lead, man. I mean, you was putting it on.
Yeah, it went pretty good. You know, we fight tight all the time with this car and at this racetrack, and we took that spoiler off and thought we was going to have to do a few things, and believe it or not, it just made it that much faster. Just let us turn that center that we needed to do, you know, and we capitalized.
You know, everybody's always interested what a winner's got, what kind of chassis, and who's making the motor for that thing.
Yeah, that's a huge chassis. And the motor's from Patriot Race Engines up at Summersville, Missouri. And we've run Shaws, we've run Goats, we've run all kinds of different stuff. But the Hughes, we really like it. It won us a championship last year, and you just don't get no better.
This track had to be kind of to your liking because it seems like any time I was ever down to West Plains, it was pretty much dry and a lot like this same type of dirt. So, you know, kind of had some things going your way.
You betcha. That's all we like to race on, is that good dry dust. In the early years, we thought that was terrible. As we got better, we learned that's what we wanted. Matter of fact, me and my teammate there, the 44 car that runs second, they used to call us the Dry Slick Mafia back down home.
Well, it was a great race when I got to see of it. Like I say, I was in the pits messing around with some stuff. But, Scott, congratulations on a great win here at Springfield Raceway. And all I can say is, folks, this is really the way to end the season with a win, taking home the bird. What else could you say?
If I die tonight, it'll be a good life.
Thank you, Scott.
You bet.